3 ways to attract a specific person instantly into your life using the law of attraction. Guys, this is Eric Ho here, and I'm so excited about today's video. One, because we're back here in the studio, and this is a very, very powerful technique that I'm going to be sharing with you. One, that you will not find anywhere online. And why is because I learned this from a great master out in Vietnam a few years ago. And when I started to apply this into my life, it was magical. It was beyond what you can learn in The Secret or what you can learn in Think and Grow Rich or any of these books. It is crazy. And when you actually hear it, it is actually going to be the third point. But when you hear it, it will change everything for you because it will speed up the whole process and you'll be like, why didn't anybody else think of this strategy? So I want you guys to keep that open mind so that you're in that receptive mode so that you start downloading all of the great knowledge and wisdom that I'm going to channel through to you wherever you are in the world, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But before we get into it, show reel. Hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up guys, Eric Ho here, and in this video I'm going to share with you 3 ways to attract a specific person into your life. Now this could be a loved one, it's somebody that you want to form a relationship with. It could be somebody who you have never met yet. Okay, but you have this idea or this ideal or this model of the world that you want to attract right now into your life. Or it could be someone, it could be a business partner, it could be an investor, it could be anyone, but make sure whatever it is that we are specific. And why I say that is because this strategy or these 3 ways I'm going to share with you is like very, very, very powerful. And if you are not careful the way you use it, and if you are not specific, what it will do, it will answer to what you want, but it will also answer to what you don't want. So the most important thing before we even get into it is to be very specific, know exactly what you want, the whole criteria. Because a lot of the time what you'll find, and you may have found this before, whatever you want, you will attract, you will see it in front of you. Then there are certain flaws or certain problems or certain challenges that you see, and it's because you never actually thought about that particular area. So that's why it's very important, and I want you guys to start off by doing this for me, because you guys who are used to my videos will know that you type in the comments below just to instill that learning on a deeper level in that subconscious mind. I want you to first type into the comments box, clarity is power, especially when it comes to the law of attraction. The more clear and the more focused it is to one specific thing, right? When there's details there, that holds a lot of power there, okay? So we're gonna get straight into it with point number 1, but make sure you've typed that into the comments box, okay? So point number 1, the first way to attract a specific person into your life using the law of attraction is using visualization, okay? Now, a lot of you will probably think, okay, well, visualization, I knew about that, I kind of practiced that already. But the question really is this: are you practicing it in the right way? Are you practicing it in a way where it will start attracting the person that you want? And so what are the key fundamentals that need to be in place during a visualization process to make it actually happen, but not just happen? How do you actually speed up the process and make it happen instantly? Okay, if you want to know that, then make sure to pay close attention. So when it comes to visualization, what's very important is to practice this. If you practice this in the morning and when you practice this before bed, it's very powerful and it happens a lot faster. Why? Because when you wake up, your mind is most calm. a lot of the time I would go through my morning routines, and if you guys haven't watched the morning routine video, right, about how to calm the mind, how to get into that high alignment and frequency, then I'll put a link to that video on this video and make sure to watch that as well. Okay, so when your mind is most calm, when you are at that high vibrational frequency early in the morning, is the best time to go into this visualization. And the reason behind it is because you are most aligned, most tuned in to the source, to the universe. So whatever your prayers are, whatever your words are at that moment, it manifests a lot faster. Okay, so that's in the morning and just before you go to bed. But the very important thing is this, because you know that we live in a very social media world today. So a lot of the time we're swiping this phone, and what we don't realize is we're manifesting a lot of things from one swipe. So do not have your mobile phones just before bed swiping, then trying this visualization stuff and then saying to me, Eric, it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because you are not disciplined enough to put this thing away before bed, right? So at least an hour before, 2 hours before, to allow that mind to calm, right? And a very simple way, I do a lot of different videos on calming the mind and stuff, so you can check it out. I'll probably put it at the end of this video so you guys can check those videos out. But very important and very simple way to actually calm the mind is just to breathe. Take a deep breath in, now with me, and out. So every time you take one breath, you'll find taking each breath will calm the mind even more. So when you've calmed that mind and then you go into visualization, it becomes a lot more powerful. Then when it comes to the visualization process, what do? You close your eyes and you imagine and you visualize as if it is happening right now. That person of your dreams, or that person you wish to attract, is there with you. So what does this mean? It means that you will need to activate your senses in that visualization. What does that mean? It means you need to see, you need to be able to feel, touch, you need to be able to hear, right? You need to be able to activate these senses, because the more you are there actually in your mind, okay? Because your mind and the universe beyond that thought, right, does not distinguish what is real or what is not. So whatever your mind can actually think of, then you can actually create those results. So at that time, you're actually in that position. You're actually in that moment. You actually feel everything. And the most important word there was feel everything. Because always remember, in every single one of my manifestation videos and law of attraction videos, I always talk about the word emotion, right? Now, what does emotion mean? Emotion means energy in motion. That's how you get that manifestational thought and that vibrational frequency go straight out to the universe to start attracting what you want, right? So you need to build up the emotions, that emotional desire, right? That burning desire, as Napoleon Hill would call it, right? You need to build that up. The more you build it up, the faster it becomes, okay? So that's the first way to do it. So like I said, I would do visualization early in the morning or just before bed, and I'll get into that and amplify the emotion as much as possible and live as if it's happening in the moment right now. Then we go on to the second way to do it. And by the way, you can actually practice all three ways, and if you did, then it will speed up the whole process and you will start experiencing what I mean when I say instantly. So point number 2, how else can we start manifesting a specific person into our life? The second way is what I call mirror matching. Now, what does mirror matching mean? Mirror matching actually is a concept that I actually came up with and developed because it's so powerful when you start realizing that life and everything around us is actually just purely a reflection of ourselves. And if we start understanding that everything is a reflection of ourselves, what does that mean? It means the good and the bad, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. When we see these things around us, there is a certain point, if we were to dive deep into ourselves, into our being, we start seeing ourselves in other people. Okay, if we are able to get ourselves to that vulnerability and expose ourselves and say, actually, drop the ego, I can see a bit of me in there, right? So this is a very powerful way if we start understanding that life is purely a reflection of us and everything around us is purely a reflection of us, right? If we are looking for a real loving person, then we need to be that real loving person. If we're looking for somebody who's, let's say we're looking for somebody who's very active type of energy, then we need to be at that real active energy so that we start attracting that active energy, right? So what we can do in this instant is start to actually look deep into ourselves. Then start thinking about this thing that we want to attract right now. Right? The biggest problem most people have and why most people can't attract what they want is because a lot of the time what we think we want is not what we want. What we think we want is because other people have programmed our minds to say this is how a girlfriend should be, a wife should be, or whatever, and then suddenly that becomes what we think we want. And that's why a lot of the time it's not actually aligned with us, and when it's not aligned with us, we keep meeting this other type of person and we're thinking, why are we attracting this type of person? Because, right, it is not who you are aligned with. So what you need to do is to dive deep inside, start thinking, what is it that you actually want? And then thinking, is that aligned with your vibrational frequency? Is that who you are living right now? A lot of people are looking for people who are honest, who don't lie, right? Who are always honest. But if you dig deep inside yourself, are you always honest? Or are you hiding things? If you're hiding things, it's very hard for you to attract that pureness into your life. So that is the second way. It's called mirror matching. And the third way, I know you guys will be waiting for this, so we get into the third way. Now this is very, very powerful, okay? It's called attraction through service. Now I want you to type this into the comments box now so that you instill that learning and we know that you're gonna actually digest what I'm going to share with you here because it is super, super powerful. And from what I know, nobody talks about this online, okay? So it's called attraction through service. Now, this was taught by a big master that I met out in Vietnam. And attraction through service is done like this. Let's say, for example, I wanted to find the love of my life. Yeah. So, and I have this idea of what this person is like. So this person is kind, this person, maybe you can go specific, this person knows how to cook, this person has a great sense of humor, and then you'll be able to see it and feel it, right? So you have a very clear image, right? Your clear, concise mental image is very important. So you have that. Then what happens is, how do you actually attract through service? It means you attract through serving other people. Now, I know there'll be a big question mark here. You'll be thinking, what does that mean? How do you serve other people to start attracting? It means this. It means that if you are looking for love, right, then you need to help somebody else find love. Now, I'll explain that in a second. If you are looking for an investor, it means that you help somebody else find an investor. Now, there's a lot of real high-level frequencies that happen in the act of doing so, and I'm going to share it with you and break it down for you so you start understanding why and how. Okay? So let's say, for example, if I'm really looking for love right now, and there's somebody that I really desire, or this type of person that I really desire, if I find that, like, let's say somebody else who's single, and I pretty much let go of my need to say, hey, this needs to be my thing right now. Instead, I put my efforts and channel my frequency and my energies into thinking the specific person that this other person wants. So I have this letting go. And those of you who have not read my book yet, All right, set it and forget it. I'm going to put a link below this video. Make sure to watch it, because the forgetting it is the part that most people miss out on, and that's why the law of attraction doesn't work for the majority of people. You gotta set it and forget it, meaning you gotta learn to let go. And when you let go, what you want starts coming into your life. It's a very, very powerful thing, but you have to let go in that last moment. So what does it mean? It means we are specific, we know exactly what we want. Then we let go because we've already did the visualization. We've already sent the message out there, right? So we know the universe has our back and it's gonna provide whatever we want. But now it's time to let go, because holding on doesn't allow the law of attraction to work for you. So by letting go, what is the great practice to do so is actually just to put our focus now on helping somebody else attract love. Now, when we put that act of service into helping somebody else find love, our attention is on finding love for somebody else, but we have no attachment here. And that's why a lot of the time, when we are helping somebody else during that process, or when you found love for somebody else and you put a lot of effort and energy into it, you will find the love of your life or the person you want to attract just appear out of nowhere into your life. And this is exactly what happened to me. It's a very, very powerful way to use the law of attraction. So there's multiple things that are happening here, because I also did this when it came to like investment as well, right? One thing that we wanted at one stage was we wanted to attract more sales. We wanted to close more sales for one of our companies. Now, it wasn't happening, and it wasn't happening fast enough. But then what happened was, instead of saying, hey, holding on to, think about this for a second. If I'm holding on saying, I need money, I need money, I need money. A lot of the time when people are low on money and they keep thinking, I need, they don't attract that thing, because there's too much holding on. There's too much ego there. There's too much attachment there. And sometimes it's the moment you let go of that need, then the thing comes in. So in exactly the same way, I decided to implement this strategy into, hey, how about I help somebody else who's got a struggling business right now? I'm gonna find a client for them. Even though I know this client I could close for my business, I let go of that need. I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna help you with your business, right? So I helped them close that deal. Now, when I helped them close that deal, the interesting thing was a different client just came into our path and was just arms open and saying, hey, I need your service, without us even needing to think about how to close this deal, right? It's a very, very powerful way, because you learn to focus. The energy still goes on that specific thing that you want, or that specific person that you want. But then you've let go of that need for yourself. When you let go, then the universe works its magic to get that thing to you and get that person to you. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up and do comment below. Let us know where you guys have tuned in from. It's always nice to know, all around the world, where are my friends? Because, you know, in a few weeks' time, we're traveling again. We're going to be out in LA. Then we've got India again. We've got Malaysia. We've got Vietnam. We've got loads of places we're going to be traveling. It'll be nice, maybe, if you guys let us know where you tuned in. It'll always be nice. Maybe we could do some sort of meet and greet or something. It'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, finally, remember, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications button next to it to get notified on the daily videos, because I'm dedicated to making daily videos now, right? To keep you accountable, sending you positivity, knowledge, wisdom, everything from the masters and beyond, to hold you accountable and to make 2018 your best year yet. But for now, guys, ciao.